Good evening. Welcome to Mystic Moons. I hope everyone is having a wonderful start to the new year. The new year of 2025. During this year, Mystic Moons is going to try to bring you relevant things, relevant topics, relevant avenues to explore psychically. And with Spirit's guidance, we will see and feel and know our course of action. Having knowledge of something is power. You may not know what to do right now with it, but we will soon find out our course of action. In the meantime, let us explore together. Some of you are my subscribers, and thank you for joining. And others who aren't yet subscribed, thank you for joining. As we explore the ether, the world of the spirits, to somehow, and also too, if you like this content, these subjects, these issues, give me a thumbs up. Thank you very much. Now, we have things to explore. Today we're going to explore will, CBCD, DCs, which are central bank direct credit. Central bank digital currency. You know what currency in terms of right now is usually dollars. Use a credit card, a debit card. But we're talking about central bank digital currency. That means you don't really see it. Right? You don't see it. It's digital. You need to have a device, a cell phone, a laptop, something, a notebook, something to see how much you have. And since it's a two-way street, you don't have it in your possession. It's in the ether. It's in the mechanical ether. The supercomputer's ether. Digital currency is not something you can hold in your hand. No, you can't hold it, but you can have it as long as the other side is willing to give it to you. So that's the outlook for 2025. Now we're asking digital currency because money is gradually all over currency, no matter if you're using Germany's currency, French currency, US currency, it's losing value. It's losing value. US debt alone is in the trillions. Trillions is about $200 trillion in debt. So that can very well tell you the value of the USD. Even though they say USD is stronger than ever, the debt is unpayable. It's not payable. It's not payable. So when something has reached the end of the race, and it has been a race to the top or a race to the bottom, it's still a race. You quickly substitute it for something else. And in the chatter, of course, they've been shouting it out. Digital currency. Central bank CBDC. Digital currencies. Now, what does that mean? That means that, like you say, you need a wallet, you need a device to access it. And also, you need an ID, a digital ID, biometric ID. That means they need your fingerprints, your eye scans, and whatever else, your DNA, your medical records. They need the digital you on file. And it has to be done a certain way for you to get not even $1, one single unit of currency. And also, too, it's based upon how much are you valued in your societies. Now, if you have a high value, you get more digital currency. If you have a low value, a low output, you have less value. Now, don't you think that we can ask the question? You've all seen that movie, Obey. It's from the 50s or 60s. John Carpenter's movie, I think it is. Could be corrected. You can go look it up. It's called Obey, of which everything was tracked and traced. And to have CBDCs, you need the movie was called They Live. They Live. John Carpenter's They Live. Watch it. It's vintage. It's vintage. You can watch it for free on any type of old channel sci-fi movies. Watch it. It's very telling. Now, back to having a digital ID and your biometrics on file, because that proves that you are you. And of course, this whole movement towards digital currency is global. Right now, you have 11 countries that are participating in it. 11. And the two latest ones are Vietnam and Kuwait. Now, they're doing it, and they're giving you, actually, you had until yesterday to comply. And if you didn't comply, your bank account was scratched. All your cash scratched, dissolved, gone, venute, disappear. As well, if you were on any social programs, food, pension, that's also disappeared. We will not tolerate any dissension. It's my way or the highway. And we're talking about a global highway too, because what one country they share it. So again, your value is universal. That's called super surveillance. So in a way, we're asking the question for spirit to help us, for all our energies to go towards this important question. Will CBDCs create digital totalitarianism? Do you know what that word means? It means one thought, my way or the highway. You think this way, no dissension, no left, right, avenue, no detour, one way. I say right, you go right. I say left, you go left. No talking, be quiet, shut up, shut up, shut up. That's what totalitarianism is. No dissent. If you dissent, die. You're dead. I could starve you. You can't have this. In other words, every single thing that you have electronics for, you can't listen to the internet. You can't listen to the radio. You can't even, maybe if you have an electronic door lock, you can't go into your house because you did not comply. You do not deserve the privilege of being part of the system. That's what we're saying. Hello, hello. Yes, so we're going to ask, is this system, one thing I'm forgetting. About 134 countries are considering this system, CBDCs, with its invitation to slavery, digital ID. If you have a digital ID, it's over. You might as well have stayed in the feudal system in the early medieval periods in China or Europe. Because it's the end. You won't be able to put one foot, your left foot, in front of your right foot without permission. You walked wrong, you dressed wrong, you thought wrong, and you did wrong. You are wrong. You are wrong fit for the society. So, let's see if this is, am I over dramatizing, being a dramatic queen, a drama queen? Let's see now. Let's do a reading. Let's contact the Great Spirit. Spirit, are we going in the right direction with this? Would it be total surveillance? Not even. Are we going? Is this the end if we accept CBDCs? If we accept it, if we go along with this game of control, this game of what? So you say, oh, you'll have security. Nobody can steal your money. You won't fall for the scams. Well, so you're going to trade, what are you going to trade off for this little bit, perhaps, security for control? Let's see now. What card? See, even the spirit, like, is this the end of individualism? Is this the hive? All right. All right, we'll start with these cards first. Now, the first thing we have is the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups, the abandonment of liberty, the abandonment of individuality, and I just plain don't give a crap about anything because it's not worth my time. That seems to be an interesting state to rest, to start the argument, to start the idea on. It's like, walk away. Don't pay attention. And here, the next thing we have is the Queen of Swords. It seems like it's really like the mouthpiece is there. The mouthpiece is there. The Queen of Swords. The mouthpiece of saying the butterfly of metamorphosis right here, holding the head of humanity. They got you by the claws. They got you by the claws. And making fun of you, too. I chopped off your head. I have all your details with the digital ID. You are mine. You have to go through me if you want to change. And this is almost and look at this butterfly, the two eyes. It's rather violent, isn't it? It looks like I'm going to eat you up. I am going to consume you at my leisure. And here we have the King of Swords. Wow, the system is gun-ho, gun-ho. Don't look, don't say anything. It's already a done deal. And I think you're not worth the effort of even explaining your imprisonment, your slavery. Here we have the Queen and the King of Swords. The King of the Swords is the buck's going to chop your head off. You're not going to go left or right. It makes plantation living, plantation in the old USA South, paradisia. Paradisia. For what? A global surveillance system. It's like, this is not the way to go. This is not the way to go. And who's doing this? A couple of strung out trillionaires? I mean, strung out emotionally, medically. And how here, it's the hierophant we have here. Now, this is still being discussed. That means there's still an opening for the masses, the people of these restricted areas, the 134 considering it to mouth off and to say, no, we don't need this. We do not need this. We are not your children. We are not your eggs. We do not need to be hatched into slavery, total slavery. And here, bad scene, we have the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands, which is, this is a bad move. CBCDs is a bad move. It's a bad move. It must be opposed. You must get out there, the countries that are yet for this to become the realities, the 134 countries thinking about it. It's the end. It is the absolute end. And a burden. No civilization, no country can succeed with this type of restrictions, these types of chains surrounding on everyone's feet. Look at that. This is totally, it's heavy duty propaganda is on, it's flourishing. It's being extended to us. And this is still open for discussion at this point. And it's important to get this going because it's not the way for humanity to go. We don't need it. This control factor is insane. It's the total level of insanity. Now, for you to go this route, for you to follow this route, for you to feel security in this route, hive thinking, hive mentality is extermination. Extermination of the beauty of humanity. Remember that. The beauty of creativity, the beauty of growth. Laborious, slave-like awaits all who follow this system. Well, that's the message that digital currency with its biometric ID is leading you, leading us, if we follow it. And thank you again if you're listening to this. If you have any comments, thumbs up. If you think this is relevant to your future, my future, your neighbor's future, your community's future, your country's future. Is this the way that you see it, or do you not see it that way? All comments are appreciated. And if it's different, if you think differently, don't hesitate to share your thoughts. Yes, our countries are in debt. Yes. And can they pay it back? Nah, they can't pay it back. Are we going to make ourselves more and more and more miserable before we get wise? It's a question you have to ask yourself and your neighbors. Talk about it. Do you want to have central bank direct currencies? Digital currencies. Not even direct. Digital. You can't touch it. And then let's just think in mind too of all natural disasters and even unnatural disasters that happen. Electricity goes out. If there's no electricity, you don't have any money. You do not have any money to go buy, like you were going to go buy some groceries and you left it to last minute. If there's no electricity, you don't buy anything, you starve. And let's say they're going to turn on, you have a hurricane, and the electricity is supposed to come on in 3 days. Okay, so maybe you have enough for 3 days. But what if it takes 3 weeks for the electricity to come back on? You don't have anything. You are lost. If you are up a creek, you can't depend on one system, electricity, to be the God of all. You have to have a backup plan. If you want to participate in it, participate in it, but don't have it the only way of doing things in terms to cover up other kinds of financial crimes and obligations. Because somebody is making out while somebody is giving up. That's the law of equal exchange. So think about it. If you decide to go, I want to protect myself from scams, I want to protect my money, I want to protect my assets. Just think about if a hurricane, a tornado, an earthquake, something happens, an asteroid falls on top of you, your house, your community, boom, there's no electricity. What do? What do you do? And you have to buy something, and you don't have water, you don't have food, and you're waiting until your ATM machine clears or even operates. It's dark. It's a very dark future relying on digital currency only. Well, thank you very much. And until the next time we touch a relevant topic and we seek spirit guidance. Until the next time, bye-bye.